I do vaguely recall being like, hey, I'm definitely going to podcast once every 2 weeks. And then the world sort of caught on fire. And I work in healthcare. So it's been a time. And other stuff has gone on, and I'm not gonna make excuses. I did actually make a couple other podcasts, but they'll never see the light of day because they were so short and I had almost nothing to show. And mostly I'm on today so that I can show this bad boy. It's clearly not blocked yet. Since I last talked to you guys, I went on a bit of a fiber road trip. Not really, just around kind of the area. I went to the Fiber Circle and I went to On the Lam, I believe, with my friend Tila. DFW got canceled, and a few other fiber things that we really like got canceled, obviously because Corona, and our yarn shop has closed and a bunch of places aren't shipping. So I don't have too much that I've been going on. Honestly, if anything, I've been losing my mojo. But I ordered a circular sock machine in January, and it actually finally came in like a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago. And it has been non-stop fun for me. I've been really enjoying myself on it. I'll try to put in some footage for you guys at the end. But yeah, I have lost almost all of my knitting mojo, if I'm thinking about it. Like, I don't know. Everything feels very boring. I think it's the fact that it's like I was already knitting all the time and now I'm stuck inside. When I already was basically stuck inside knitting all the time, but that was by choice. So now it feels like knitting is almost, I don't know, like a chore, but not really. But I am working on things and finishing things, and I kind of told myself I'm not gonna do probably any more test knits for the year. There were a couple of things that came up that I really wanted to do because they were just gorgeous, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I would have to go get yarn because I don't have enough of anything in my stash right now to make a full sweater out of something, unless it was like a bunch of single skeins. And it just didn't feel worth it at the end of it. I was like, no, I'm not gonna stress myself out in that way. And I've been working on my own designs and working on my own patterns. The 10 billion% socks are actually on special right now with the code PANDEMIC because I could not resist, and they're half off. And I will be donating that money to the CDC. So the proceeds from that will go to the CDC the same way when I first released the pattern. The proceeds went to the Australian Red Cross during the fires and all that good stuff in February. All that good stuff, all that bad stuff in February. It's been so long since I've done this and I am exhausted. My only like reprieve outside of the house has been running. So I've been running like 5 miles a day for like an hour plus for days. I'm very tired. But when that's your only way to get out safely and not be like a danger to anybody or have anybody be a danger to you, that's what you do. So lots of exercise, lots of running 500 feet away from people if I can help it, and yeah, lots of knitting. So we should do what I'm working on. So I finished, I don't have show notes by the way because I didn't plan to do this, and then I was like, I should do this. I'm stuck inside. Everyone's stuck inside. I have been trying to design my like ideal 80s tube sock for a long time, and I finally got it. I think I finally got it. I'm writing up the pattern now, and I'm trying to give 2 or 3 different options for like heels and toes and so on, because not everybody likes the things that I like, and I respect that. But oh man, this has been like, if you're gonna knit tube socks, you need to really enjoy stockinette in the round repeatedly for forever, because it's a long leg. And And then I did Fleagle heels for the back, which don't look very exciting now, but it was very exciting for me because I just learned how to do them. But yeah, and I have, the reason I wanted to make my perfect tube sock is because I have gigantic calves. Like gigantic calves. People comment on my calves whenever I wear dresses because they are so like powerful. That's how strong my calves are. So because of that, I've never really found a like long sock or a tube sock pattern or even a commercial tube sock that I've really enjoyed, because normally what happens is I have to buy a bigger size and it fits at the top, and then you get to that like dip between your calf and your ankle and there's just like loose fabric there. Who needs that? Nobody needs that. And I don't want to wear compression socks whenever I want to wear a long sock, because that would suck to wear that all day. So I just sort of came up with my pattern, or I'm coming up with a pattern that basically just starts off as my regular sock size and then just increases evenly until it gets to the point that it fits all the way around my calf. And my thought with this is that if I can kind of manipulate the math correctly, it can literally be a build your own tube sock. And so everyone, thick-calved girls in particular, can finally have a tube sock of their own, because every pattern I looked at when I wanted to make a tube sock was literally just like, oh, cast on your stitches for your foot and then just knit up the leg. Cool. That doesn't work for me. So I started doing this. I started doing the math. And like my calf is so thick. This is like not even all the way like up my leg. Like this, it gets stretched before it actually goes up. So I have a ways to go. And the color is Xenon by Coop Knits, and their sock, yeah, I'm sure it has maybe another yarn, another name. It's been so long since I've done this, and I feel like my voice is really like blah, 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 blah. So if I'm annoying you, I apologize. Just stop watching. You don't have to suffer through this. Coffee break. That is another thing. The only thing I have genuinely stocked up on, like a crazy person, not toilet paper, not paper towels, not flour apparently. I didn't know that was a thing. But like my Japanese coffees. And it's not because I thought they were gonna get sold out and never come back. It's just because I don't want to be making numerous pointless trips out into the masses for no reason. And I love this coffee. Like, I love it. And I could live without it, but if I don't have to, I'm not going to. Such an American thing to say. I apologize. However, we have been spreading lots of love in this time and buying lots and lots of gift cards. I bought a gift card for myself for my local yarn shop, the McKinney Knittery, because I love them. I love them so much. And I had a nightmare that they went out of business, and I woke up crying, and then I immediately went out and bought myself a, sizable gift card to treat myself whenever they do open up again. And we've been buying coffee from our favorite coffee shops and having them like grind it like beans, and then they will grind it for you. And then we've taken that home, and we've been making a lot of coffee at home, because we normally on the weekends, it's like our romantic date time to go to coffee together, but we can't do that right now. So we have been having romantic date time in the morning, working from home, where he'll make a little French press for the two of us. And it's really sweet. I like him a lot. He's cute. And so yeah, to do that though, we did go to all of our favorite coffee places and buy beans from them and ask them to grind them for us. So we are like, you can't see it, but there's like 4 bags of beans. Will be stocked for however long this, quasi-apocalypse lasts, because we have so many coffee beans. The circular sock machine has been a process. This is gonna be so out of order. I'm sorry. I'm just like a crazy person, but this is technically what I've been working on. It's a process to learn for sure. I thought it was gonna be a lot more like plug and play, basically. Plug in the yarn and then just it's also very loud, so I can't do it early in the morning when everyone is sleeping. I could, but I'm not going to, because that's not who I am as a person. But yeah, it's been a process to learn, and I had a lot of problems because I didn't realize that like my tension was way off for a while. Yeah. And I attempted to make my first heel, and I'm sure you can see those like massive holes in it. I did great until the point that I had to decrease. So the increases were the easiest part, and then I was trying to figure out, because there's 2 methods for decreasing that people use, and the first one just didn't work for me. I was very confused, and I ended up with like this, so then I just cranked the rest of the tube. I believe this is Emo Kylo Ren by Lazy Cat Yarns. I really like Lazy Cat Yarn. They make good stuff. And it's not a self-striping yarn, as I'm sure you can tell. It's just pooled in such a way that it created these stripes at the tension I have it on my circular sock machine. But yeah, I can crank a tube no problem. It's great. It's fun, it's beautiful, it looks good, it's got good tension, but like figuring out the heels and the toes and I can do a hung hem though. I'm super great at it, but everything else is hard. And I'm figuring it out. But if y'all need me to crank some yarn for you, I'm about to be setting up a service. So be looking out on my Instagram, Magical Girl Maya, and I'll post my pricing for you guys so that you can all figure out how much it's gonna be for me to crank yarn for you. Maybe not right now, because I don't think that, you know, male workers should have to be worrying about some crazy lady sending out packages of cranked yarn. I don't think that's a necessary package right now. Necessary mail service. But yeah, so that's most everything. And I've been dyeing actually. I got started dyeing, not like dyeing, but I wanted to make this really scrappy jacket, and I'm actually gonna save it because it's a bit much. It's the Ichabod is the pattern I'm following by Untangling Knots. I made the Arachne sweater, which I've worn on the podcast before, and I love it, and it gets me so many compliments, and that's great. But she had the Ichabod, and originally I was going to make, oh my god! I lied, I have 2 finished objects. Okay, I'm sorry. Lost my mind there. Great, yeah. What was I saying? The Ichabod, yes. So I was making the Ichabod because I liked it. I liked the pattern design, but I didn't have enough of like the same weight yarn, because I'm a crazy person who always buys single skeins of things that they like, just to like test it out. I'm not sure why. I'm just like that, but that's okay. And so I was like, oh, I could really use some of these other colors. So instead of just buying those colors in like a massive amount that I don't need that much, I instead bought undyed worsted weight yarn and a bunch of acid dyes and citric acid. So, and all the things to dye in, obviously, because I didn't have anything in my house that would work at the time. A lot of nonstick pans. So I've gotten into dyeing. It makes my roommate really mad because it smells really bad. He hates it, and I have to do it in the kitchen because we have a tiny apartment, and ever since we've been fully in lockdown mode, I haven't really done it as much. But I dyed some extremely pretty colors and like extremely pretty stuff. And yeah, that's just gonna go on my jacket and my little cardigan. I have not washed and blocked this yet. This is a test knit for Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. I believe that's her full name is quite long. Bad Wolf Girl is how I know her, but I know that I think it Sits and Knits is also part of her name. She is doing House Pride sweaters, and I'm a Ravenclaw, obviously. And I mean, I know that we're all partial to our own house, but I really do feel like Ravenclaw sweater is the best sweater. Like, sorry guys, sucks to suck. Although I will say the Slytherin one is also great. But yeah, I just finished this. It's a little poofy. This is fully Knit Picks Hawthorne and Diaphanous. I think that's what it is. Diaphany? I'm not sure. And Treasure? I can't be trusted. I have notes somewhere. I'll put it someplace for you guys. But yeah, I just finished this and like woven all the ends last night. And there's the Ravenclaw. And then these moons and boobs, and these crowns and more moons, and these things. I don't know what they are, but I think it's just beautiful. And I only did, it actually came out a little bit big. It's funny, I got gauge, but it was also on a bigger needle than I ever really use. So it definitely has some positive ease. I normally wear my clothes a lot tighter. Sounds great when I say it out loud. But I do. I usually wear like a tighter fitting, or like it to be tighter fitting when it first comes off the needles at the very least, because it's all superwash yarn. It will stretch. And so if it doesn't start out kind of tight, then it can get really baggy really fast, and I don't want that. So yeah, I did sleeves right up to my elbow because, and the reason I chose that is because I always, because I always just like move my sleeves up here at, like at this height whenever I'm wearing a long sweater anyways. So I just figured it's like, oh, and I can wash and block it and it'll grow a little bit. See, like I'm pulling on it, it's just like growing already. I did get some really intense pulling. Oh, I also did, yeah, a 2-color rib at the bottom. And then I just kind of like, and I do get a little bit of like really intense pulling around the body. So I am the Tiger of Ravenclaw. But I thought it was actually really cool looking, so I'm not mad about it. I think it's cool. And it was gonna happen anyways. Okay, so I'll be right back with my last finished object and you're all gonna lose your minds. I finished it! Okay, this is the Love Witch by Disco Stitch. It's got this amazing hem and these insane sleeves. And this yarn is junk yarn in her DK Merino in the colorway Leslie, because people tell me I'm Leslie Nope all over the time. And my computer's about to die, but I wanted to get this in right before so that you guys could see it because it's amazing. And she has a cowl going on right now, and I am so excited. I'm gonna try to get some pictures in for you guys so that y'all can see it in all of its glory. But yes, junk yarn and Disco Stitch, and it's basically the coolest thing I own. I wore it on Friday and got like a billion compliments. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later next time when my camera is not dying. Sorry, bye.